They say wealth comes at a price. But what if the cost is a life? What if the riches you enjoy are soaked in the blood of the innocent? Kwame didn't believe the whispers. Until it was too late. This is the story of a man who sought fortune. And found a nightmare instead. Kwame was a fisherman, but the sea had abandoned him. Each day, he cast his net, and each day, he pulled up emptiness. His debts were mounting. His wife, Efua, had stopped believing in his promises. His son, a little Kofi, had been sent home from school again. One night, as Kwame sat by the shore, drowning his sorrow in cheap gin, a stranger approached. The man was tall. His voice smooth like silk but heavy with unseen weight. I have been watching you, Kwame. You work hard, yet you have nothing. What if I told you, there is a way to change your destiny? Kwame scoffed. And what? Become a thief. A fraudster. The man chuckled. No, something much greater. He handed Kwame a small red envelope. Tomorrow night, at midnight. Follow the path into the forest. You will find us. Kwame hesitated but took the envelope. Inside was a single symbol, an eye within a red circle. He had heard rumors of a secret society that controlled wealth in the region. Some said their members never went broke. Some said they never truly died. But there was always a price. Midnight came, and Kwame followed the path. The deeper he went, the louder the drumming became. A slow, rhythmic pounding that made his heart race. Then he saw them. Men in crimson robes, their faces hidden. A massive bonfire lit the clearing. At the center stood a stone altar, and on it a struggling man, bound and gagged. The stranger from the beach stepped forward. Welcome, Kwame. Do you seek wealth? Kwame hesitated, his throat dry. Yes. Then prove you are worthy. Take this knife and end this man's suffering. Kwame froze. His hands trembled as he took the blade. The bound man's eyes pleaded with him. I can't. The robed figures murmured in disappointment. The stranger sighed. Then you will live here as you came, poor and forgotten. Kwame thought of his starving family. He thought of his debts. He thought of Kofi's bright eyes dimming with hunger. He raised the blade. The scream echoed through the night. And then, silence. The blood soaked into the altar, and the flames roared higher. The robed men chanted, and Kwame felt something slither into his soul, cold, dark, irreversible. You have chosen wisely, the stranger whispered. Your wealth begins tomorrow. Kwame's fortune turned overnight. The very next morning, he found his nets overflowing with fish, more than he had ever caught in a year. He sold them at the market and returned home with gold. Weeks passed, and his wealth grew. He expanded his business, bought land, and even sent Kofi to the best school in the city. But something was off. He woke up at night, hearing whispers. Shadows moved in the corners of his room. And every time he closed his eyes, he saw the man on the altar, his lifeless eyes staring back at him. Then, the deaths began. The first was his closest friend, Kojo. A mysterious accident. Then, his uncle. A sudden illness. One by one, those he loved began to die. Then came the letter. Another crimson envelope. The Brotherhood requires another offering. Kwame's hands shook. He had thought it was over. He had thought he had paid his price. But the Brotherhood never stopped. They always wanted more. Can Kwame escape? Or is his fate sealed? Find out in part 2. Thanks for watching. Please let me know your thoughts in the comments section. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Remain blessed.